I am setting records left and right when it comes to my website clicks per day. Yay! It's the record for the lowest number of clicks in a day. Boo! That does not sound good at all. Here's the big picture of my life pre and post HCU. Before this, I was getting, here's 1,800 clicks in a day, 2000. And so yesterday I had 33. That's not a cool number. That's actually a very not cool number. If we look at, there's a little bit of a closer look. If we actually look at where today is going to end up, it's probably going to end up like at 23. I think is the last number I looked at. So like a lot of you, I woke up and I saw this was happening. And I saw this last night. I actually made a post last night that I had a gut feeling based off of what I was seeing on the live analytics that this was going to be a really bad day. So I'm not going to get too worked up about this right now. I actually want to talk about something else. We're only a week, just now past the week mark on the update. So no need to get your bee-holes too puckered up yet. There's a lot of stuff still going on and changing literally every day. What I wanted to actually talk to you was two different things on X that I saw today. One of them, we're seeing a lot of screenshots of people posting their manual penalties. And I saw one today that really stood out to me. And I wanted to talk about some of the items on that list because there's a couple of really interesting ones that people are getting penalized for. We're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about John Mueller getting his own website de-indexed, which is, as Eric here says, hilarious. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I'm just some random regular dude. I'm not an SEO smarty pants, not no whiz kid. I just like talking about blogging and SEO. I may or may not actually know what I'm talking about, but I enjoy talking about it regardless. So if you enjoy the conversation, please hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciate that. So first, let's talk about John Mueller's website getting de-indexed, and let's see if it comes right back. But Barry posted about this a couple of hours ago, like what happened, and it's just gone. Obviously, John Mueller is a big figure whenever it comes to conversating on X because he is involved with Google search. And so like this is pretty interesting that his site got hit. Now, we don't know if this was a manual penalty situation. I haven't seen that post anywhere. John's not offering up that information, but it is a bit funny because John gets a lot of the heat whenever things go south for people's websites. They blame him, they ping him, they DM him, which you shouldn't do you shouldn't DM him, certainly. Pinging, I guess, is fine. But so this is sort of a funny thing, but let's get down to the screenshot that I saw here today in regards to the manual penalties. It's right here, Charles Float. And so it says I'm sitting at 6 of 150, so I guess that there's 150 possible actions, but let's blow this up and take a good look at this. Go through a few of these because they kind of stand out to me. So site abuse with third-party spam, I understand. User-generated spam, spammy free host. Structured data issue. Here was one that I really thought was interesting. And look, I've not been worried about a manual penalty. If it comes, it comes. But I've not been thinking that there's anything specific that I did that's going to lead to a manual penalty until you see something like this, right? Unnatural links to your site. And so we obviously can only control so much of what people are directing our direction or to our website's direction, right? So if somebody wanted to be a total turd butt and spam your site, would that get attention, right? Would Google go like, well, we're going to penalize that? Because if that's the case, then whoever had ill intentions towards you or towards your site has a possibility of being successful in maybe taking your site down. So this one I thought was really interesting. I was looking at, there's a lot of talk right now about disavowing links again. Like obviously it's been a big back and forth. Do you disavow or do you not disavow? And it's kind of coming back around that because of, I think, this, people are going, well, wait a minute, should I get back into disavowing some stuff? And there's a lot of people saying pros and a lot of people saying don't even bother touching it. But it is a bit of an eyebrow raise that is a bit out of our control. Now, obviously, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to stop you from redirecting spammy links from something you did yourself from another site or from somewhere else to your site. But I'm curious if things out of your wheelhouse would actually be considered as part of this. Kind of an interesting. Unnatural links from your site, I understand. Thin content with little or no added value. This one I have a little bit of an issue with as well, because I don't believe that Google actually can tell the difference between what is thin content or what is value whenever it comes to content. So how they're able to decipher this, I don't know. If you look in the SERPs, as a lot of you know, but because I can tell in the comments, I'm not sure that this is something that they've got a grasp on, because there's too much stuff ranking that seems to actually fit this, that it is thin content or no added value content. I'm seeing some very thin stuff. Cloaking or sneaky redirects, pure spam. Pure spam is interesting to me. Like, how are they considering something pure spam versus just regular spam, whatever. Cloaked images, hidden text or keyword stuffing, AMP content mismatch, sneaky mobile redirects, news and news and discover policy violations, site reputation abuse. So, a lot of this isn't really new news. There's a lot of things on here, obviously, that Google hasn't liked in quite some time, but it does seem that there are some things in here that are a bit nuanced. Obviously, content. Who determines if that's good, if it's thin, if it's adding any value, except for users in the end? And maybe they're monitoring user data at the end, right? Time on page, interactions, etc. But I just thought that was interesting. While we're here, let's just go down and see a couple of other things here that people might be talking about while we're on X, because it has been the Wild West here on X as of recent. Let's see. They did switch over from the FID over to the IMP overnight, supposedly. Now, there was something that Barry posted on here, Barry Schwartz, and let me see if I can find it up here, because it was basically pointing out the fact that Google had originally said that, let's see here, Google Search Liaison is fine, that the new FID or that Core Web Vitals were not ranking factors. And I'm trying to find that specific. I don't want the post. I want all of his posts. Let's move. Okay, so Google Page Experience, he posted this now. Google Page Experience and Core Web Vital docs updated to say that Core Web Vitals are a ranking signal, which I guess they didn't say that before. Page Experience are not a direct ranking signal. Now this sounds a little backwards to, I think, some Page Experience, not a direct ranking signal. Maybe it's an indirect one. But I thought that was a bit of an odd thing, and I think that it was interesting. Barry's on top of stuff, so if this just got updated, then he's saying it got updated to say Core Web Vitals are used by our ranking systems. And so are you doing your Core Web test? Are you doing your page speed insight test, making sure that your numbers are good there? It's interesting that this did not exist like within the last couple of days, and now it exists. Something worth paying attention to. So anyways, that's all that I had for you. It was just a quick conversation on some stuff that we're seeing. Again, today stinks. I have a feeling tomorrow is going to stink and several days are going to stink. But remember, this is supposed to be rolling out for a month, and then even the effects are going to be felt after that, supposedly up until May. So there's a lot happening right now. I mean, look, when you're down this far, like, you have really nowhere else to go. Your site's nearly dead, so all you can do is go up. So we'll just kind of keep hoping for the best. That's it. Thanks y'all so much. Again, if you haven't subscribed, I'm just some idiot that likes blabbing about things that he enjoys blabbing about. So hit subscribe, hit like if you would. Appreciate that very much. We'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully we'll have some better news on the next one. Peace out.